Hey guys, I hope you're doing great today. This is our chapter number 8 and today we are going to discuss about the databases on AWS. But guys, let me tell you that all the lectures are available in the description of each video. So I would recommend that you must see the description. I have been pasting the slides in the description of each video. This is actually my drive. AWS is awesome, and this would be our full AWS Cloud Practitioner course. And we have just 3 chapters left: security, monitoring, pricing, and support. But today, let's discuss about the AWS databases. And I will just start the slideshow. And starting with relational database. What is a relational database? Before understanding the AWS databases services, we must know about what is a relational database. A relational database is a way of structuring information in tables, rows, and columns. Normally, most of the databases that we see in our daily jobs and daily routines, these are most of the times relational databases. Why? Because these databases have tables, these databases have rows and columns. So proper structured databases with tables, rows, and columns are known as relational databases. And why these databases are known as relational databases? Because the data inside that database, in columns, in rows, and in tables are related with each other. And due to their relationship with each other, the database is collectively known as a relational database. Each record in the database would include data for a single item, such as product name, size, price, and so on. For instance, if I have an e-commerce store where I am selling t-shirts, so I must have a database where I am storing the data about my t-shirts that are available on the store. Now here the product is t-shirt. The size, small, medium, large, and the price of that t-shirt. So we have all the information stored in the database. The information is related to other pieces of data. That's why it is known as relational database. Now what is AWS RDS? AWS RDS, which is Relational Database Service, is the world's most famous database service known as Relational Database Service. It provides affordable relational databases in the cloud that is easy to use, and also it facilitates us in creating database instances as per our requirements and DB engines. Now, there are different DB engines that are offered in Amazon RDS. So, Amazon RDS is the world's most famous database service provided by AWS, and we can use multiple DB engines to launch our DB instances on AWS. What are those DB engines? What are the database engines? I mean, I can use Amazon Aurora, Postgres, MySQL, MariaDB, Oracle Database, and Microsoft SQL Server. So all of these are database engines, and I can launch the database instance with the engine of my choice. For instance, if I want to launch a DB instance with MySQL or Postgres, I have the option to do so because all those DB engines are available on Amazon RDS. Now let's have a quick look on Amazon Aurora, which is a SQL database, structured query language database. Amazon Aurora is an enterprise class relational database, and it is compatible with MySQL and Postgres relational databases, and it is up to 5 times faster than standard MySQL database and up to 3 times faster than standard Postgres databases. So Amazon Aurora is actually the product of AWS, and it is faster, 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. So it is also a relational database or SQL, structured query language database, but as compared to prices with MySQL and Postgres, this database engine is super costly. Okay, it is costly because it is for production environments where we are looking for super fast speeds, and therefore Amazon Aurora is 5 times faster than MySQL and 3 times faster than Postgres. And for NoSQL, non-structured query language, SQL, we have Amazon Aurora. NoSQL, we have Amazon DynamoDB. Amazon DynamoDB is a serverless NoSQL fully managed database service. It is, first of all, it is a serverless database. It is NoSQL. So it means that it is non-relational database and it is fully managed by AWS. A common example of non-relational database is key value pairs. And now what is key value? You might have seen while tagging, okay? Tags. For instance, if I have an EC2 instance, then I can use key value pairs to store multiple informations about that EC2 instance. Name, name of the instance. IP, the IP address of the instance. Zone, the availability zone of the instance. Security group, the security group attached with the EC2 instance. So these are keys and these are values. So the DynamoDB is best for key value pairs. With key value pairs, data is organized into items, keys, and all the items have attributes, their values, like I have given you the example of EC2 instance. And also when we use tags, we use key value pairs to tag our EC2 instances, to tag our clusters, etc. As the size of the database shrinks or grows, DynamoDB automatically scales to adjust for changes in capacity while maintaining consistent performance. Now, this is one of the most beautiful features of DynamoDB. If the size of the database grows, then we get more capacity, we get more resources. And if the size of the database shrinks, okay, it shreds, then the database automatically scales down. So there would be no performance impact whether the database grows or shrinks. So this is how DynamoDB works. After that, guys, we have Amazon Redshift. Amazon Redshift is a petabyte scale cloud data warehouse service. A petabyte is equal to 1024 terabytes, and it is used for data warehousing. It is used for large scale big data analytics, and it offers the ability to collect data from many sources and helps us to analyze the data. If we have terabytes of data and we want to store it, we want to work on that data, we want to analyze it, then Amazon Redshift is the best service for the data up to petabytes. Petabyte means 1024 terabytes of data. And it means that we are going to work on an enormous amount of data. Then we must go with Amazon Redshift. And there are more database services from AWS like Amazon Document DB. It is a document database service. Amazon Neptune. It is a graph database service. Amazon Quantum Ledger Database. It is a ledger database service for ledgers for bankings. And we have Amazon Managed Blockchain, which is a blockchain network services. So there are different database services, not only DynamoDB or Aurora. We have these database services offered by AWS, DocumentDB, Neptune, Quantum Ledger, and the list does not end here. We have more database services like Amazon Elasticache, which is for caching, and it is a database cache service. Amazon DynamoDB Accelerator DAX. It is an in-memory cache for DynamoDB. And we have Amazon Database Migration Service. If I am looking forward to migrate my database to AWS, then Amazon Web Services offer DMS, which is Database Migration Service. So these are actually different database services offered by AWS, but we must have a little overview or a brief knowledge about each database service for our AWS Cloud Practitioner exam. And that's it for today, guys. It was a little short and sweet lecture. I hope that you have a clear picture of AWS databases, the difference between relational and non-relational databases, SQL or NoSQL. For relational, we have Amazon Aurora. For non-relational, we have Amazon DynamoDB. And for large data warehousing, we have Amazon Redshift. And then we have other database services that we have just a little knowledge, a basic overview, or a basic definition of these database services. I will see you in my next chapter of AWS security, and where we are going to discuss about the security services that are offered by AWS. Make sure that you subscribe DevOps Movie. Have a good one. Bye.